case of bending, where in case of members, where the flexural stresses are prevailing, where the flexural stresses are available or present over there, EI is important. E modulus of elasticity and the moment of inertia, both of these parameters are very important. If there, if the member is a line element, like in case of stress, over there, area will matter, because in such cases there is no bending. We are not considering it, and certainly all the forces are acting at the joint. There is no flexural stress, so therefore the area that matters. So AE, that is very important. So as far as the procedure is concerned, that is same. And one approach is that you can make any uh, reaction redundant, and you can solve it easily. You can solve it easily. You can solve the numerical easily, just on the same lines, and you will be following the unit load method, and you will apply the unit force at the location of the redundant, and accordingly you can solve it. This is the approach. Now we just try to review. We try to view it. Is it clear? CR?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So force method can be used for indeterminate trusses, and the degree of indeterminacy that can easily be found by the usual formula I doi, that is equal to m plus r minus 2j, number of members, number of reactions, and the number of joints. Why it is 2? Because at every joint you are having sigma fx and sigma fy. मतलब axial force होगी. Axial force can be resolved into two components along global x-axis and global y-axis. So two equations at the joint, you are having two forces in x direction and in y direction. Now for the solution of this numerical, there one approach is very simple, as you have done earlier for the frames, that trusses are either either external reactions can be taken as redundant forces, as in case of the beams or frames. This is the first approach. We can do it easily. It will make no difference. Now the other approach that will also be addressed, that includes considering any member. What will we do? Any member to be redundant, disconnected. What does it mean? You will assume that any member that has been removed, and in place of that you will be applying the force, very similar redundant force that will be applied. So if you have assumed the compressive force and the result is positive and negative, it means you have wrongly chosen the direction of the force. And if the result comes to be positive, it means the direction that has been chosen, that is right. Okay. And in place of member a unit force, and for having the effect of unit force, to get the flexibility of that, to have a flexibility metric, force flexibility expression, we apply the unit force at the joint, at both away from the joint at both joints between which the member is one member, one truss element that is connected between two joints, I and J. We will be disconnecting it, and in place of this one, we will be applying a force, and at both joints, force will be applied at both joints. Inward. Okay? So it is saying that away from the joint at both joints, the truss is analyzed for actual loading in case of primary structure and then under the impact of unit force. So up till now we have done the same approach. We have carried out the same approach. In that primary structure, first of all, that is analyzed, and then the impact of unit force that is looked into, that is addressed. Now, that for the unit load method, this approach is available with us. This approach is available with us, that summation I to n deflections are calculated in this way. This is force as we have done earlier. Just I try to make you know. Just for your better understanding, I have brought this expression. Now, this is very simple. What is integration? Integration is a summation. You know, 0 to L. This was the member length of the member. Okay? But over there are a number of joints. If there is a truss member, horizontal member is there. Horizontal deck or deck is there for the bridge. Then there are 3 or 4 members might have been joined together. ठीक है? टॉप पे भी टॉप कॉर्ड जो है वो उसके उस ऊपर वाले फ्लोर में जो है वो 3, 4, 5, 6 मेंबर कनेक्टेड होंगे. Similar will be the case at the bottom. So it means that is not the single member. ठीक है? So we will be considering it summation I to M. One member to the other member. This is P, U, L. This is force due to actual loading. This is force U, force due to unit loading. And this is length. CR, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is the deflection due to actual loading in the primary structure. This is for the primary structure. Now this says F is the flexibility. So what will we do? Just this is the applied loading. So if there is applied load is a unit force, then I will replace P dash by U unit force. Unit force जो हम apply करेंगे, तो वो that will be placed over there. Then it will come out to be U square and L over A. In case of the axial member, area that matters, whereas in case of flexural member, moment of inertia that plays an important role. Now, this expression is very similar to this one, and you might have gone through this one. ये आपको पहले भी पता है, कोई नई बात नहीं है, लेकिन बहरहाल आपको just for your review, I am trying to explain it. Now this is just for your remembrance. Procedure is not being discussed over here, just to make you remember. Now similar is the case over there. This is delta BB, at point B, deflection at B, when force has been applied at B, it means we have taken the redundant at point B. So this is summation or integration. What is moment? Moment is basically the force, flexural force, flexure. So this is due to applied loading, this force is due to actual loading, applied loading, actual loading. This small m is the force due to unit force. This is moment due to unit force, and this is the unit effect of unit force. Okay, this is length, small element, length, and this is the length. This is also the length. So very both are similar to each other. So you can remember it this way. So where P dash is the member force in the primary structure, U is the member force forces due to unit load, I to N total number of members, modulus of elasticity, A is the cross-sectional area. Up till now, if you have faced any difficulty, you can point it out, please. CR?
Sir, clear है.
Okay. GR? आई है या नहीं आई? नहीं आई मेरे ख्याल में. GR? मनाहिल? मैं रिमूव कर रहा हूँ आप. हाँ मनाहिल?
यस सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही आपको मेरी? मैं इतनी देर का बोल रही हूँ.
अगर होती तो बार बार मैं क्यों कहता. अगर बोल रही थी तो यहाँ पे होता है नाम जो है, मेरे तक नहीं आई आवाज. तो अगर बताओ कोई any person from the class, anyone, if you have you facing any difficulty. So okay. So now we move on to the next slide. Now this is a truss which is being applied by 54 kilonewton load vertically downward. This height is 2.4 meter. This is 3.6, and these are the supports. Range supports are there. So from this you can see that there are four reactions are there. External degree of indeterminacy, that will be 1 degree of indeterminacy. So I need to remove one extra force, extra reaction. Any reaction that can be taken as redundant, and then it will be applied to the member, and we will be solving it on the same lines. So this is AC, BC, AD, BD, or CD. Length is this one, area is this one, and E is this one. So everything that is available with you, I will be sharing it this slide with you. Now we move on to, now these are the member properties. These are only the member physical properties. ठीक है, ये आपको मतलब ये सारी properties जो है ना, these will be placed in the formula of this one AE, and over there length. Now only left is PU. Now, as far as PU is concerned, just hold on, I try to. Everybody must listen. You have calculated this one. All other things, all other parameters are known to you. Now you need to find out U. U is the force due to the unit. This is the forces in the member due to unit force. You can see member forces due to unit load. Uh, if you apply the unit force, आप ये जो है यूनिट फोर्स आप अप्लाई करें और फिर मुझे बताएं कि भाई क्या रिजल्ट आता है. Apply the unit forces. Unit force at the location of the redundant. At the location of redundant. ओके जी. तो आप इसको देखें. Due to unit force in AC it is 2.5 minus. See it and you may verify it. BC 2.5, AD and BD same 3.2, and in CD it is 4. If you see some discrepancy, that should be corrected. Everybody. Now, the next step is to find out delta. This is the deflection due to applied actual force in the primary structure. Just everybody should find it out. And delta can be found using this expression for every element. Please find it out. Delta should be for the individual. Now over here there is only one member, so no sigma will sigma will play its role at the end. Find it out. I will also be sharing the solved numerical with you. Bilal Mirza, are you available?
Yes, sir. Present.
Okay. Haris Chaudhary. Haris. Haris. हारिस, मैं आपको रिमूव कर रहा हूँ.
सॉरी सर, वो हैंड फ्री का इशू था थोड़ा सा, वो अब मैंने निकाल ली है.
क्या?
सॉरी सर, वो थोड़ा सा हैंड फ्री का इशू था तो वो मैंने अब निकाल दी है. जिस आपकी आवाज आ रही थी.
चलिए ठीक है. सरफराज. सरफराज.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Present.
चलो ये भी करवा देंगे. क्या नाम क्या है तुम्हारा पूरा?
महरोज नुमान।
है
महरोज नुमान।
महरोज, अच्छा।
यस सर।
लाइबा, लाइबा, you are being removed from the session. लाइबा,
Yes, sir.
क्या मतलब फौरन आपको वैसे जवाब देना चाहिए। ओके, हाफिज समर, हाफिज समर, हाफिज समर, हाँ बेटा, हाफिज समर। So should I remove you? Hafiz Samar. Hafiz Samar. So you are being removed the session. ये कौन है? सी जायानी परेरा।
यस सर।
ये कौन है आप? क्या नाम है आप?
जय पेरेरा।
You are from Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka. Yes sir.
Okay. So have you solved the numerical? It has been assigned to you.
Half
Have you?
I saw it, sir. Not
Huh?
all.
Not all. Why
sir.
not? Not why not?
Yes,
You
sir.
have given lot of time and still you have not solved it. Okay जी, so सिया ये कर लिया डेल्टा? You will have to apply only the formula, nothing else. Formula PUL over AE, PUL over AE for every member. This will not be applied because this is giving you the total sum, and total sum is calculated at the end. Anji, so PU into this L over AE, this will be giving you this one, P dash U.
Excuse me sir.
हाँ जी
सर वो हाफिज समर ने आपको मैसेज किया, उसका शायद माइक का मसला था, तो वो कह रहा है ऐड कर दें, उसी वक्त उसने मैसेज कर दिया।
उजैर, ये तुम खुद भी कर सकते हो उजैर?
यस सर, मैं एडमिट कर रहा हूँ साथ साथ।
हाँ एडमिट कर रहे हो तो उसको करो जरा। ओके जी, ये किया तुमने उजैर?
सर ये डिफ्लेक्शन वाला
हाँ
डेल्टा।
हर मेंबर।
यस सर
हाँ
यही आ रहा है। यस सर यही आ रहे हैं आंसर।
हाँ जी, जुनैरा, जुनैरा
Yes, sir.
कैलकुलेट किया है आपने?
जी सर।
मुकम्मल कर लिया आपने? ओके जी, और कौन है ये HB जो है, ये कौन है HB 405304? HB
सर हसन बट। यस सर प्रेजेंट।
तो ये डेल्टा निकाल लिया तुमने भाई?
कर रहा हूँ सारा भी।
कितना टाइम लगेगा यार?
बस सर कर रहा हूँ।
ओके। So see, everybody should listen it carefully. Now in this case, we might have calculated, and you should have calculated this one, 1.97, 1.97, and all the values are to be calculated up to 4 decimal places, at least 4 or 5, because this deflects, the values of the deflection are so small that if you just take the rounded values, then it will be giving you nothing. Okay, so it should be taken up to 4 or 5 digits, and after that you can calculate FBB like this one. It means you will be multiplied twicely. U square 2.5 into L over AE. It will be giving you this one, this value, this value, and this value. So, and you just sum it up. This is summation, and you will be you will be getting the total deflection, deformation, that is equal to 7.4 CR. Is it okay?
Yes sir.
So total summation, total deflection due to total deformation within all members of the truss due to applied loading, that is 7.4. Similarly, due to applied unit load, that is 0.289. ठीक है, summation ये आएगा. Now over here we have not calculated हाँ जी, स्लाइड नजर आ रही है? CR बना
यस पे नजर आ रही हैं.
तो बोला करो, अगर वो ना बोल सके तो बोला करो. नजर आ रही? ओके. This is the solution of the numerical. The same thing that is given over there. Degree of indeterminacy is this sort of truss is known as scissor truss. Okay. Now you have not calculated the reaction that will be making the truss determinate, and using the force method. So to calculate HB, horizontal force that has been taken to be redundant, that has been assumed to be redundant. So to calculate this horizontal force, you have applied it separately. Now this has been broken into two trusses. You can see this is determinate. Now this is delta B. This is delta B, and HB will be there. Under the effect of this 54, this may get displaced from its position, and assume that this is delta B in the horizontal direction. Now, when you apply HB, it should have been closed. ये वापस अपनी जगह पे आना चाहिए. Then on the same lines as we have done earlier, delta B plus delta dash BB. Delta dash BB. This is due to HB. This is due to HB. So this is the equation to find out the horizontal reaction. Delta B will be same and delta dash BB will be equal to HB into delta BB, and this, the summation of these due to applied loading and due to HB, the summation must be 0. Summation of both the displacements should be 0. CR, Manal,
Yes, sir.
is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can write, everybody is required to write it down. Delta B plus delta dash B. Delta B is the displacement due to, in the primary structure, due to applied loading. Delta dash BB is due to the redundant force. This displacement, both of displacement must be nullifying each other. So if as I have taken it towards right, this has also been taken towards right. So both will be summed up, and HB will be negative. HB will be negative. So this is delta B over delta BB. So you can find it out. Let me know what will be the value of HB. You have calculated both the things, and let me know what is the value of HB. What is the value? Now this is with you. This is delta divided by this one. क्या जवाब आता है HB का? नहीं बेटा, ये नहीं आता. अच्छा जी, this is 25.715. ठीक है, 15 या 18. Okay. Now you need to calculate. You need to calculate the now you need to calculate the actual forces. Now you have calculated B dash without including horizontal force HB. Now you need to add it. HB जो है वो वहां पे लगेगा, तो वो फिर आप यहाँ पर जब आप लगा लेंगे तो फिर आप इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. You can solve it if you apply horizontal force HB over there. Now this negative sign shows that the direction that was chosen on the rightward side, that is wrong. It should have been applied inward, leftward. It should have been applied leftward. So this was wrong. I choose the direction of HB in the right direction. That is not correct. It should have been applied in the leftward direction. So following this one, I can solve it manually, or I can use the formula, the approach that is given over there in the slide. I share it with you, and then we see how can this be calculated. Now, in this case, you can see this is written over there. P is equal to P dash. What is this one? This is the force primary structure. Okay? If I use if I choose now, if I choose okay, so P is the member force, actual member force. P dash is due to the forces which are available on the primary structure, plus now you have applied the redundant force. It should be multiplied with the unit force. Redundant force multiplied by the unit force. Redundant force multiplied by the unit force. Multiplied by the unit force. Is it okay or it is not okay? Anybody? Anybody? If you are having any ambiguity. Now in this case, you have broken the structure. This structure has been broken into two parts. One without redundant. That is known as primary structure, plus with redundant, and then you will be summing up both the effects under the principle of superposition. So following the same approach, P dash, that is due to that is the force in the primary structure without redundant, and this is the force of primary structure force in the member due to redundant force multiplied by the unit load, unit force. And this is in accordance with the stiffness, definition of the stiffness, flexibility. This is in accordance with the definition of stiffness or the flexibility. Then you will see that P dash plus redundant force multiplied by U means minus 2.5. तो ये देखो भाई अपना CR just minus 84.38 CR minus 84 minus 84.38 plus with a negative sign 25.715 multiplied by minus 2.5. So it will be minus 84 and plus 2.5 into 25.7. So it will come out to be 20 point this one. Agi.
Yes, sir.
Just calculate all the forces. Will be 17. This will also be 17, and this will be 21.
सर जी प्लीज रिपीट कर दें.
क्या जी? जी बोले वेलकम
सर ये जो p minus p
Welcome.
dash plus redundant falls into u. सर ये p कौन
जी.
सा था इसमें?
अयान. अच्छा ठीक है, ये मैं बता देता हूँ. p dash, p is the final force. ठीक है, ये देखे ना, असल तो हमने फोर्सेस इसके होते हुए और इन जो इनडिटरमिनेट फोर्स है उसके होते हुए ये हमने निकाले ना मेंबर फोर्सेस, AC में, AD में, CD सब में. ठीक है अयान?
यस सर.
अनम्यूट रहो.
ओके.
तो टोटल जो रिजल्टिंग फोर्स होगी that will be equal to the force in the primary structure plus redundant force into redundant force ये वाली है क्योंकि अब हमने अप्लाई की और हम डायरेक्ट इसको इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि हमने ये एक फार्मूले के तहत ही रिडंडेंट फोर्स निकाली है. अगर हम रिडंडेंट फोर्स डायरेक्ट इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो वो फार्मूला जो है that will no longer be applicable, so you will not be able to find out the actual force, so it will be multiplied by u, and u is given over there. This is the force due to unit force, so force in the member due to unit force, so you will multiply both of these two plus p dash, and you will see that these are the values, final values. हाँ भैया याद?
यस सर समझ आ गई.
Thank you.
थैंक यू.
Now after it, there is a check that can be found, that can be applied, and that is PUL over AE. PUL over AE. This is the final check. Means P multiplied by U multiplied by L divided by EA. This can be applied. This can be applied to have a check. This is the formula, and you will see this will be giving you the final result. And apply this one. P means minus 20. P means minus 20. U means minus 2.5. L means 7.5 divided by AE 4 and 2. ठीक है? Plus 5, 10 is to power 5 or 10 is to power minus 3. You will see this one value will come out. This is the final. This is the result. And ultimately, you should have zero summation. You should have zero summation. Am I right? Ayyan.
यस सर.
Got it?
यस सर.
Okay. Also, there is another numerical. You can solve it at your places. This is for the practice as well as an assignment. All these numericals are to be solved at your assignment register. Everything. In this case, you need to take HA. This is binding. You are being forced to take HA as a redundant. Okay? So you can solve it at your places on the same lines, and you can apply the check. Then you will be finding out the final reaction member forces. So anybody, I will be sharing it with you. So anybody, if he or she is having any ambiguity, confusion, he or she is warmly welcomed. Yes. Most welcome, everybody most welcome. If you are having any query, any confusion, any question. Anji. CR, is it okay?
Sir, clear है. Yes sir, clear है.
Okay. तो ये आप इसको डाउनलोड करो.
सर वो मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट्स तो ले लिए, लेकिन सर वो कुछ दफ़ा ये होता है कि अगर आगे पीछे मेरा नेट हो तो वो कुछ बच्चे अंदर से मिसिंग हो जाते हैं। तो अगर सर आपने अटेंडेंस डाउनलोड किया तो वो भी सेंड कर दिया करें, मैं दोनों को फिर देख के जो है ना वो एक्सेल पे लगा दिया करूँगा।
चले अभी अभी आप कर लें, ठीक है मैं कर दूँ। ये आप ये इसको
यस सर, ये सर वो स्क्रीनशॉट मैंने ले लिया।
डाउनलोड करो, नो डाउनलोड करो।
सर डाउनलोड का ऑप्शन मेरे पास नहीं आ रहा।
नहीं है नहीं यार, मैंने आपको प्रेजेंटर बनाया हुआ है।
सर वो फिर भी नहीं आ रहा सर, वो आपके पास ही आई थिंक आ रहा है शायद। मीटिंग जिसने स्टार्ट की हो मे बी उसके पास आता हो, मे बी सर मेरे पास नहीं आ रहा डाउनलोड का ऑप्शन।
ऐसे नहीं आ रहा यार। अब करके देखो, होना चाहिए। ये पहले तो ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ। जिसको भी प्रेजेंटर बनाता हूँ तो वो तो आ जाता है। हाँ अब देखो, कर सकते हो सी आप।
सर उधर तो सिर्फ यही अभी तक आ रहा है, डोंट अलाउ अटेंडेंस टू अनम्यूट। सर इसके अलावा तो कोई ऑप्शन शो नहीं हो रहा मुझे।
ओके चलो ठीक है, आप इस वक्त फिर स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो।
सर स्क्रीनशॉट मैंने ले लिया है सर।
चलिए ओके जी। सो एवरीबॉडी इज वेलकम। और इसको जो है ना आप लोगों ने शेयर करना है अभी ए और डी के साथ, ए और सी के साथ अभी ये नहीं हो सकती क्लास, क्योंकि ये तो डॉक्टर वसीम की थी तो एंगेज किया, तो ये आपको मैं भेज दूंगा। तो